Hi Taurus, welcome to your April General Love Tarot reading. This is your girl, Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. Guys, we have hit April now. It is the beginning of the new astrological year. So I do have a feeling of like new beginnings, new people, new levels. So if you just want to jump right on into the card reading, because I'll know you want to hear these messages, go ahead and check out the pinned comment below that has all the timestamps. But those of you that know me, I like to do an introduction, mini meditation, so you guys understand my reading style and so I can connect with you before I even pull the cards. So this is a general love tarot reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Taurus. Now this is a general reading. Please keep that in mind. To only take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't for someone who really needs to hear these messages. And of course, hi cross watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Taurus. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Taurus and cross watchers, energy is fluid. This means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped, reversed. That's completely okay. You're more than welcome to see, what is going on and flip it to your accordance of what's going on with your story particularly. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the mini meditation. For those of you who are with me now, thank you so much for joining me. It really does help me connect to your energy by doing this mini meditation. So I'm going to ask everyone to take a deep breath in. I'm going to ring the sound bowl 3 times, and during that time, I just want you to open up your energy, to ask the questions you have in regards to your love life, and we'll see what Spirit has to say. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Taurus. Okay, so the first thing I saw was the letter R in particular, as in Rob, Rachel, first, middle, last initial could mean something to someone. But then Spirit kept on showing me like someone like playing with keys, like someone had multiple different keys on the same key ring. So I wonder if this is someone who is like a landowner or like a landlord, maybe someone that's in real estate, someone that may have just gotten a new apartment, a new place. I wonder if, metaphorically speaking, it could mean like someone has been trying multiple ways to get into your inner space, Taurus, to get you to open up, or maybe that's how you kind of feel about a certain someone. I feel very reserved energy with this person, like Virgo energy, Capricorn energy. So you could possibly be dealing with another earth sign, possibly another Taurus for some of you guys. But I feel like there's just someone that has been trying key after key to get this person to open up. And I feel like this person is just very, very guarded. And I wonder if that's about to change in April, or someone's kind of just saying, you know what, fine. Close that door, keep it shut, I'll do me. So this could go in different directions. I want to see what Spirit has to say through the cards. So let's go ahead and pick up on the energy of what's going to happen in Taurus's love life. Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anyone dealing with a Taurus, what are the messages for April 2026 for Taurus? The first one we have out is Owl, and it says there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. So in April, like the card indicates, this is a transition period. So you guys are going from one situation that you have been kind of trying to get going into something else. So I wonder if some of you guys, this person or someone recently has really opened your eyes about yourself, about your love life. I think you guys have learned a lot spiritually from this connection and from this person. And I do feel like a soul contract here, which I do feel you guys were meant to kind of teach each other something, learn each other's, psyches and spiritual codes in order to kind of evolve. And I don't think this was all for nothing, but I do feel as if a lot of you guys feel that way right now. As April goes on, there's a lot that you are going to start to see that you didn't really see at first with this person. I wonder if some of you guys, this person does come off to be a little bit more shy and reserved, but they do have a lot of depth. But I do feel for a lot of you guys, yeah, this has hit kind of like a plateau. And some of you are kind of done just trying to make something work with someone that is not willing to do anything on their end. And I think in some ways you guys have learned the ability to discern, have learned when enough is enough. And you've gained a lot of wisdom from that. But how is this other person going to feel? I think they're going to be a little bit upset and hurt, but I don't think they can blame the other person who's been trying. There's also someone that has really big eyes, and that's always kind of noticeable about someone here. Tell me more about this energy for Taurus. Yeah, rejection. I knew it was kind of like that energy here. And it says irrational fear, saying no, dismissal. I do feel this person is kind of chickening out. I do feel like this person's getting cold feet. I do feel as if there was a part of them that you kind of hit, Taurus, that was just not ready for them to dive deeper into. So I do feel like a lot of you guys are seeing this person backing out, backpedaling, maybe stop texting, stop responding, but it doesn't have to do with anything that you can't give. It has to do with their ability to receive, their ability to meet you on that level. So I do wonder if some of you guys are recently going through this. You know, they stopped texting, they stopped calling out of nowhere, and you want to know why and you want to know more about it. I definitely feel like they're using this rejection for their own protection. And I think they're trying to kind of block things out so they can move forward. But I do think this is going to be their biggest lesson to learn at the end of the day. You're learning some things too, right? Again, like when to start kind of stop giving into something or someone that isn't returning. But I feel more so this is going to be their lesson of what happens when you continuously try to push people out. Okay, there's someone that likes to wear a backpack all the time too. Maybe someone's going to school, back to school. You met in school or a class maybe. All right, tell me more about this energy for Taurus. Wow, the shield. You are safe from harm. Taurus, this is quite literally, I know this sounds cliche, this is quite literally one of those readings that is signifying like rejection is protection here. And, you know, for some of you that were there for the mini meditation, I talked about all those keys that were on a key ring. They may even have like other people that they have access to that they are, you know, open with. And I think that they like to kind of have those alternatives just in case they get hurt or for a backup. So I would say like this person kind of has cheater energy, player, playette energy, but it's not because I feel like they don't care. I think it's because they care so much they want to have backups for their own ego in case it got hurt. And I think some of you have not been further along in this connection to really see that this person would have hurt you. This person maybe would have cheated on you. This person definitely likes to get their ego fixes in a way that I don't think anyone could give. They have to give that to themselves, and they rather look for it elsewhere, from other people's attention, from other people's time and energy. And Spirit, God, the universe, your own spirit team did not want that for you. And I think, honestly, let this door close. It's going to be something that I think once you let it close and you see really what was behind the curtain, because I think that's when Spirit would reveal it to you, you will see you are protected. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. So let's get into the tarot to dive deeper here. Tell me the main factor of this situation in Taurus's love life. Judgment. Wow. Okay. Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, also Scorpio energy for me as a reader. The Tower. Damn. The Devil. Oh my goodness. 3 major arcanas out of the deck, and they're intense energy. So yeah, you guys were treading on thin ice with Devil energy. And Spirit wanted you to wrap it up. Spirit wanted you to evolve from this, to not go down another karmic cycle. Because honestly, Taurus, I feel like you've been down this road with someone else in your past. And Spirit said, oh no, not this time, Taurus. You know, that saying like, not today, Satan, that type of energy. Not calling this person Satan, but you know. Oh, this person could have actually, this person could have been in a marriage or in a long-term partnership that some of you recently found out about, or that's why they kind of had to stop so soon because their partner was onto them with you. Oh, okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, Sagittarius energy. So some of you guys, I'm already getting that vibe, like this person, the reason why this was so confusing, especially if they like dropped off out of nowhere, was because they were the ones that were really aggressively pursuing you. They were the ones that had this intense, direct energy, but it was fast moving. And I think that's because, especially if there was someone involved in another relationship or a marriage, they wanted to kind of see, conquer, and then move on. I do feel with this Chariot energy that like the direction, the execution was very like tactical. They have like a military mindset. So I wonder if this person's like a veteran or, you know, grew up and was raised by military veterans, but this person kind of sees what they want and goes for it. And they're pretty intense at first, which is maybe why it kind of felt so intense. It felt like it was just a direct zing at you. I don't know how better to describe it, Taurus, but I think those of you that experienced it get what I'm saying. This person does like to be in control. This person does like to call the shots. And this person is very bossy in the bedroom or when you're physically intimate with this person. And I think there is even a little bit of essence of like role playing, like dominant, submissive type of energy going on here that they like to have in their sex life, definitely. But overall, yeah, I think some of you guys, it was just how intensely directed it was at you that kind of caught you off guard. But maybe as quick as they came into your life, as quick as they left. And maybe even recently with this Chariot, you know, they were gone with the wind. It was, you know, no callbacks, no texts, no clarity of anything. And I think they knew it was time to go. And whether it was because they got caught or because you hit something vulnerable in them, that's when they started to kind of press forward here. So the dead center of this is Judgment. This, like I said, fire energy, Scorpio energy. I think, Taurus, in April, you really are starting to see the reason why Spirit closed the door on this person, the reason why you would have, I don't know, like you're going to come to some information, you're going to come into some understanding that this was the best path for you with this person. If you were to have stayed on that path, it would have been a bunch of lessons that Spirit does not want you to encounter or Spirit doesn't want you to relearn. I think for some of you guys with this Judgment energy, maybe it's really opening your eyes to a pattern of a certain type of person that you have noticed you have been connecting with that you're kind of really ready to graduate from. You're ready to move on from, whether it's the emotionally unavailable, whether it's the, you know, inconsistent type, the non-committal type. This person was the one to show you you can have more. And that's what you're really understanding in April. And others of you, yeah, like you're coming to some tea about this person that is going to be like, wow, thank goodness I did not get involved in that. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you guys have already come into that or if you soon will, because it feels like, wow, I dodged one there. Because what's crossing this is the Tower. Ooh, yeah, okay. So some of you guys, definitely if this is like third party situation, they got caught. They got caught. I wonder if they saw text messages between the two of you, this third party. I wonder if they, you know, found pictures. I'm even seeing a video. I don't know. But that was where they realized that the gig was up with them and that the tower had to fall between the two of you. I mean, multiple towers fell in their life, honestly. And I think that's the part you're not seeing, is the shock and devastation that some sort of exposure happened in their life that involves someone else. Now, if there is no third party involvement here, I know this is going to sound a little like wise spirit, but I honestly feel as if some of you came to like some realization or some proof or just an experience with this person that really kind of it felt like you hit a wall, or you felt like a ton of bricks laid on top of you, whether it was how they treated you, whether it was how they switched up so quickly, it was how they could just disconnect so, cruelly. It kind of made that idea of what you thought you were going to have with this person completely collapse. But Spirit is saying, let this tower fall. Don't try to rebuild it, because there's faulty foundation here. And this person has a temper. I wonder if some of you had like a taste of that recently, or again, if you were to have been deeper involved with this person, you would have seen that temper, and they snap. They snap. And I think, again, Spirit is just not wanting for you to go through that. But something happened here, whether it's something you know about or behind the scenes that you will find out about, that was the cause of this person retreating the way they did. What's crowning this is the Devil energy, Capricorn energy. So obviously it could kind of mean that this person, what you saw from all this, you did kind of start to see the red flags. You did kind of start to see this person's toxic behaviors, but damn, are they sexy. They're very hot. They know how to turn people on. They're very seductive. They're very charming, but not in a magician way. The devil way is a little bit more intense. The devil way kind of tells you the things that your ego wants you to hear, that makes you more bound to them in a way. This person is a little selfish. They're a little self-centered. And like I said, they definitely need to go for the little fixes over the long-term reward. The little fix is what keeps their ego fed. And I wonder if this person is definitely bound to, the party lifestyle, drugs and alcohol, sex is big for them. And I wonder with this devil energy too, again, a weird pattern. Even if they're non-committal, they're very possessive. And maybe for some of you guys, you saw a moment of where they were like, who are you talking to? You're mine. Remember that? Like that type of vibe. And others of you, I think if this is your honest mindset right now, I think, yeah, this tower and this judgment, it's very off-putting. And some of you, I think, from like the lack of clarity of it or the suddenness of it, have kind of started to deep dive, do some investigations. And I'm going to be honest here, if the roles are reversed or this is not you, don't take it. But some of you may have really been like going in on their social media or been Googling them, have been trying to find out more information about them in a way where I think it is lowering your vibration in a sense, because you could do all the research and find out the facts, but the point is this person isn't worth it. And the more power you give them to, have them have that psychic link with you or have you still think about them, the more they're going to feed off of it, Taurus. And I think Spirit wants you to be aware of that, which is why the devil is crowning it. What's rooting this is the World card. This is the best card in this spread. Fixed energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo energy. What you don't see from this, what is rooting this, is your evolution, your glow up, your upgrade. This is what it took for you to kind of start to now see that there's a whole world out there of other people that you don't have to keep on trying to get their attention and love for. There is, I do feel like a lot of you too, like once, timing's different for everyone, but some of you that are okay with closing this cycle, you're about to see how much more opportunities there are. There's a lot of people, like if you reactivated your dating apps, a lot of people are messaging you, or some of you are really like on social media a lot more. A lot of people are DMing you, commenting hard eyes on your pictures, or some of you guys are just kind of saying, I'm putting myself out there in the world for something better. I'm done with this. Bye. And I wonder if some of you guys, if you are active on social media, kind of did like a subliminal shot at them, knowing that they're going to see it, some memes, some thirst trap, knowing what they're going to miss out on. That was you kind of just wrapping this up in a way. And even if some of you guys with the devil energy like feel like hurt, embarrassed, ashamed, the world card needs to be more instilled in you, because that's what this person kind of does with multiple people, is make them feel ashamed, make them feel embarrassed, make them feel like they don't have much. This was meant to hype you up. This was meant for you to be like, oh, they think they could do that to me? That's funny. Let me show them. Let the whole world see how I pick up from this. And I think the world is watching, and not like obviously, but I mean like your close friends, your circle, the people who follow you online, like they're going to see this whole new version of you that is developing from the spiritual awareness that you're accumulating, from the lessons that you're learning from this. You're going to be like energetically unrecognizable, and it's going to make you even more attractive. And you could be like the hottest thing walking around, okay? But there's something about the spiritual energy that makes someone so much more attractive. That is what you're developing right now. And I think you're going to have, you know, an easy time getting over this, Taurus, once their control or influence over you ceases, and once you kind of just take those lessons and use it to evolve. I wonder if some of you are even traveling this month. Some of you are going on a business trip, you know, a getaway with friends. And I think you're going to start to feel that momentum around then if you do have a trip soon. Recent past, the 10 of Pentacles. So again, this could be about information you found out that someone was married, involved, living with someone, which is why you could never go to their place. Now you know why. Others of you with this 10 of Pentacles, I think this is part of why Judgment and Tower is hitting so hard. Maybe some of you really thought that this could be the person that you would finally settle down with. I wonder too, with the Devil and the 10 of Pentacles, this person can make really good money. And so they spend a lot, and maybe for a while their love language is paying for things, paying for dinners, giving you gifts, or telling them you don't have to pay them back, or whatever that was. And it kind of made you feel like, oh, they're paying for me, so that must be another level of them putting some commitment out there, or them putting some trust in this. That's just all of a flex for them. It makes them feel good to make people think of them that way, if that makes sense. But I feel with 10 of Pentacles energy here, it could also attribute to your awakening of what it is you really want, what it is you're looking for. And even if there's intense passion with someone, maybe they're not going to give you the 10 of Pentacles. And so some of you may be kind of realizing the long game is more important than someone that I have intense chemistry with. Not that you can't have both, but I think some of you guys were kind of riding off the intense chemistry more than the people who may have been a little bit of slow burners that would eventually given you the 10 of Pentacles. You know, I wonder, I know this is very specific, bear with me if it's not your message. If this experience with this specific person made you think of someone from your past that maybe you felt couldn't give you the 10 of Pentacles and that you rejected, and now looking back, they may have been the ones that could have, and you kind of now are feeling a little bit bitter about it, or a little bit like upset about it. But everything happens for a reason. We all hit these roadblocks so we can just like level up. And you're the type of person that isn't going to just stay down. You get back up, Taurus. That's the beauty of the Taurus energy. So I'm just going to say with this 10 of Pentacles, you can absolutely still have this if this is what you're coming to want to have. I think you're more in the serious mind to go after someone that can actually give you the 10 of Pentacles. And even some of you found out why they kind of fled if it was caught red-handed with this type of energy. And the unfortunate thing is like, yeah, I think they were with this person for a very long time, married to this person, may have kids with this person. Wow. Yeah, I could see why that was a Tower moment. All right, Taurus. To see the likely outcome of the situation, what is likely to happen and unfold from now to end of the month, you need to be prepared for, aware of, what else can I tell you about this person, this situation? What are they going to do by the end of this month? We're going to go ahead and take this to Patreon for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here to show you the likely outcome. I'm going to pull some more tarot oracle cards, just dive deeper into this. So if you guys really felt this was your reading, I promise if you need more clarity, answers, guidance, that will all be provided in the extended. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box of this video where you will find the link to Patreon that will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where we depart, Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. And if this message resonated, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Taurus, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Taurus.